Hi everybody, I wanted to give you a little bit of an overview of the Sourcing Your Stuff project. I always get a lot of questions about this project. It's actually quite fun, and it is especially fun if you choose something that you really care about and something you really enjoy using, because you can learn a lot more about that product, and that can actually be quite interesting. Sometimes what students do is they panic. They wait until the last minute and they try to choose something really simple, like they'll choose a rubber band or a paper clip, thinking that it'll be much easier to write about something like that. And in fact, what they learn is that every single thing that we use, whether it's a paper clip or a rubber band, is actually really, really interesting. Their material history of things is fascinating. So if you want to go that route, you can go that route, but it would be better if you choose something in your life that you love. So I'm just going to use this bottle as an example. This is the water bottle that I typically take when I go to do a workout. People nowadays, almost like every student I know has a Hydro Flask, which I think is awesome. I'm not sure when the Hydro Flask craze happened, but in my day, everybody had a Nalgene bottle. I think they were called Nalgene then. And then they found out that Nalgene bottles were made with a plastic that contained something called BPA, bisphenol plastic. And it turns out that leaches into the water and is actually bad for you. So then everybody got rid of their Nalgene bottles and they bought new bottles. They bought Hydro Flasks or whatever it is today. So anyway, I happen to have a Nalgene bottle. My husband bought this when he went hiking one time, and I like it because it's pretty light. Anyway, so what I could do is I can take this bottle and I would go on the internet probably, and I would try to find every single thing out about this bottle that I can. I want to find out what kind of plastic it's made out of, what manufacturing processes go into creating it, and are there any health concerns with this particular product? Like they say it's BPA free, but does this have some other kind of plastic that could leach into my water or my food? Does it have other concerns? Can it only be used cold? Can it be used hot? So then what I would do is I'm going to create a project like to present it as if you were like coming to the classroom and you were going to present it to the rest of the class, and you want to make your project interesting. So one of the tricks of this particular assignment is that I want you to use sort of recycled materials. I don't want you to go out and buy stuff. I don't want you to go out and buy poster board and foam core and all that stuff. Just use things that you already have around your house. A lot of times students will use like old clothing boxes or shoe boxes, a lot of cardboard. That's totally fine. And then what you might want to do is you could take the bottle like this and you could trace it. Like if you don't think you're good at drawing, you could use your pencil and trace it and kind of draw around the lid. Like you could take the lid off and like trace around the lid to make the various design elements to have your product described in it. Maybe you would even tie this bottle onto your cardboard backing somehow and utilize that. There's different creative ways that you can represent this item. Sometimes students do submit projects that just have like images cut and paste from Google image search. It's an okay way to do the project, but it's not the best, and I usually mark it down a few points because this is art classes. I would like for you to be more creative in your presentation. So I'm posting one example, maybe I'll post another one of a really good project that a student did. I used to post a whole bunch of them, but then all the projects come back looking like whatever I post. So I've actually pulled back a little bit with the amount of images that I share with you guys in my assignments. I used to include lots of images, but couple of problems. One is it made the assignments very hard to like open up and load on a lot of people's computers because they were quite big, and then also the assignments all look the same. So I've been not providing as many visual examples, and I just wanted you to know why that is. So for this particular project, you're going to kind of make like a storyboard that you can present, and in that storyboard you could include like lists of the materials and the processes that go into creating the product. Or you could actually just do that as a separate document. You could have like the storyboard that's the kind of visual creative project. And then you can just have like the lists as another document, like a Word document, and that's sufficient too. And I also want you to write a paragraph analyzing the sustainability of the products. And I don't want you to cut and paste the sustainability statement from the website of the product. You have to use your brain, think about it, try to read like opposing views, because often products like depict themselves as green, because green is very popular right now. So there's a lot of greenwashing going on out there. So I want you to use your own intellect and your own ideas to ascertain whether it is greenwashed or not. And what do you think about it? Like, I'm not going to probably have an opinion about it. It's just really what you think about it. Okay. I hope that helps. All right. I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with.